Hi everyone, I'm Alidoosti. I'm a double degree PhD student from Bridge University, Amsterdam, and Gran Social Science Institute in Italy. I'm going to present the recent work that we worked on it with the topic of ethics-driven software architecture decision making. At first, I want to talk about the context. What is ethics? Ethics is a set of moral principles that governs an individual's behavior or the conduct of activity. And then we should know about the meaning of ethics in the field of software engineering, um, which is a set of moral principles that guide members of the software engineering community and also helps software engineers to adhere to the commitment of welfare, well-being, justice, and so on. And also these principles guide software engineers during their activities and their decision making in software design and development. The important issue here is that why we should consider and support ethics in this field. Indeed, the ethics during the last decades has attracted increasing attention in software engineering field, which is because of the high dependency of people's lives on software-intensive system and also the ethical and social implications of this system on individuals and society. This system can promote or undermine the human values. For example, consider the Coronavirus app, which is a COVID-19 contact tracing app that is used in Germany. This app can improve the effectiveness of contact tracing efforts, but also it can cause some privacy violations or data security by disclosure of users' identity and place. Actually, to support ethics in software systems, we should consider ethical aspects in the right level of abstraction in software design and development. I mean, software architecture and architecture design decision making. The research problem here is that supporting ethics and its aspect in software architecture design is not trivial, is not easy, because the fact that ethics is not a clear matter of right or wrong, good or bad, or black or white. And also addressing ethics in the software system requires both to consider the context in which a system is supposed to be used and also the fact that ethical values are intrinsically ambiguous. Moreover, software engineering ethics cannot be achieved just by following a set of rules like ACM, IEEE Software Engineering Code of Ethics, because ethical aspects are not rules or requirements that can be tested. Furthermore, identifying ethical aspect requires a continuous process of analysis, which considers social life and seek complexities instead of clarity. In this research, we aim to create methods, models, techniques to support ethics-driven architecture design decision making, such as a stakeholder map, which this map can help practitioners and architects to identify different stakeholders that receive benefit and harm from the system. And also a value model, which this model can help practitioners to identify different ethical values and also recognize the relation among them. And also developing some design reasoning techniques. These solutions, these methods, models, and techniques can help practitioners and architects to identify design problems and also choosing design solutions with respect to ethical aspects. The potential impacts of our research on society and software industry are such as considering ethics as an architecturally significant requirement in software system, and also treating ethical value as the first class element in architecture design, and identifying and addressing stakeholders and ethical values more systematically. And finally, creating a software system that are more ethically and socially aware to prevent harms toward individuals or society and their values. In this research, we adopted a design science approach, which includes 3 phases. Phase 1, problem understanding. In this phase, we conducted a systematic literature review on software engineering ethics to identify the research gaps in this literature, such as a lack of understanding about different stakeholders, about classification of ethical values, or about the ways for extracting values from stakeholders, and also a lack of understanding about translating ethical values to design concerns. And in phase 2, solution design, based on the identified gaps in the previous phase, we want to develop methods, models to identify stakeholders and models, and also developing some techniques to guide the practitioners and architects to reason about their decisions. And in the last phase, solution validation, we want to validate and improve the proposed solutions by applying them on some industrial case studies, and also utilizing some validation techniques such as focus groups. To summarize our presentation, I can say that ethics has attracted considerable attention in the field of software engineering, which supporting ethics and ethical aspect or ethical values is not trivial in this field. To solve these problems we adopted a design science approach, which with 3 phases to identify the relevant research gaps in this literature and develop some solution and finally validate them. Thank you for your attention.